Hello. Time for part 2 of ranking every single pair released in 2024. I was supposed to record the one for July, but yeah, my footage got corrupted, unfortunately. But I really don't want to repeat myself. I'm just gonna quickly go through what I ranked and give a very quick reason. On top of S tier, we got Acerola and Jellicent, mainly because of the water and ghost type resistance, which is pretty good. Recover is really good, and also she has Shoreline Ominous Wind, which can buff every single stat of its allies up to 4, which is really good. Dome Eyes is pretty good because of dual zones of Ghost and Steel Zone, lowering special attack, and special defense is pretty busted, I think. Avery has Class D Chitter Reception solely on that move, makes this unit incredibly good. No stat rise for opposing. Stat reduction, Hailstorm, lowering special defense, and evasionist, and setting up Gather Analysis, and also Psychic Terrain. And max move as well, incredibly good. Clara is slightly behind, just because her kit allows to use special and physical moves, which is pretty good, but it just doesn't see utility all the time. On the list is also Greta being behind, because Greta can sleep, which is pretty good if Sleep Chain was still a thing. Sleep Chain isn't that popular now, so I just put Greta behind at high A tier. Grassy Terrain is pretty good, but overall nothing too special. We also rank the damage challenge units, putting Wally at top because I love using Wally, a bit of bias here, but following by Nimona with Rock Zone, Marnie with Dark Zone, Gladden with Ice Zone, and Hugh, which kind of makes sense at mid A tier. Very good units for free. Alright, looking at August, we've got Celine and hold on, where is Nimona? Hold on. I forgot Nimona. Oh well. Celine and Nihilego, I had a check on her grid like yesterday. The problem with Nihilego is if you do not have her 3 out of 5, she's incredibly hard to use as you do not have your Alola circle extended. Your Meteor Beam has to recharge, which is really, really annoying. But aside from that, I think Celine is actually pretty good. I'm going to put it at low S. Like, here. I think just the downside, I'm really sorry, I really need to speed up this because this is actually taking ages. So I think the main thing about Celine, yeah, you need 5 out of 5 for your extension, which is pretty brutal, and I think the rest is actually pretty good, but the problem is recharging is really devastating. So low A. Stalker is pretty good. High defense, high special defense. Sets up Rock Zone with that buddy move. It also has your Alola Circle as well, which can protect your allies from further damage. What else? Endurance effect. I think it also has gradual healing as well. So I think it's just a pretty good unit overall. But I think it's best we just quickly check. Stalker. Yep, a lot of Solidarity, Ultra Endurance. Also, Healing Effect. I forgot about Healing Effect, but Healing Effect is also really good. And yeah. Raises defense and special defense by 6 stat ranks is insane. Impervious is also really good. So I think this is definitely S tier tank. Really good tanker, especially with rock type teams. I think it's really close to S plus, but I think it's somewhere here. I think it's slightly behind, I know. Arven and the dog. So Arven is another pretty interesting unit. I really like using Arven just because of like an infinite healing from Jorok. So how it works is Arven has 3 citrus berries. You can choose to use the citrus berry to raise your physical move next effect for everyone, or keep using bite. Then when it drops down to half, Siege Berry literally heals it back up to 100%. Really, really fun unit to use, and really, it's not easy to use, but you can get a lot from it. When after you finish using all the Siege Berries, go for Jaw Lock, hit the Restraint, and then every time you use Jaw Lock, you keep healing and healing 10% per time for everyone, which is incredibly good. Arven is also really top at an S. I think it's just behind Stalker, unfortunately. People just don't. People just go for the meta and they don't really care about Arven. I love Arven. Arven and Nacli is in December, so we're not going to look at that now. Professor Oak and Nidorino is okay. I mean, it has Protect, you got mini potions, you got your light screen. What do you even do? Let me quickly check. I don't exactly remember. Nido. There you go. What do you do to be exact? So you got Hostile Environment 3, Quick Clear, Heal, Move, HP Recovery 2, Heal, Restore to User HP. Yeah, Mini Potion is pretty good because basically it heals 50% when you use the Mini Potion, and only heals 50% for Nidorino only, not the other, not your allies as well. Sing Wall is pretty okay. You got Satisfy Snicker 9 is pretty good. You've got Trip Up 9 is pretty good, and Persisting Barrier 3 is pretty good, which you can extend your light screen. I mean, it's a pretty good support, given that it is actually free, and it's also a 5-star. 5-star, free. Is it A? It's definitely A. I don't know if it's S though, because it's just not very outstanding. I think it's at top of A, but it's just not. I would use it. I have used it before, but it's just not very outstanding, I'd say. Anyway, August is out of the way. Alright, September is where the big sauce comes in, where things go absolutely chaos with Arc Suits. And just to quickly remind, Arc Suits have the multi-roll, which means when after you sync, given that you have 6-star EX-star unit, it lowers the rebuff of a certain type by 1 after using a sync move. Starting off, Cynthia. Do we even need to rank her? I think it's actually Bianca's still better, to be honest. But Cynthia, obviously, Uber tier, ground rebuff is really good. Sandstorm, really good. You got the Earthquake, which can lower defense by 1 stat rank every time you use it. Greatest Battle, you've got your plus sync move effect, which literally liberates Pokemon incredibly quickly. You can get it to plus 10 within 2 training moves if you get lucky with the Emperor Refresh. Ground Zone setup as well. Without a doubt, really good unit. Haymaker in there. And I don't think I have to go through that much. This unit's just incredibly busted. And Arxus Steven. Okay, without a doubt. Can we agree? Arxus Steven's incredibly busted. It's literally the better version of Blue and Zapdos. Literally lowering defense and special defense opposing, raising special defense and defense at the same time. Iron Head, flinching, you got Potion, you got Feel of Strength, which what it does is raising attack of all allies by 6 and then critical rates all by 3. You also got the physical move up next effect, and also you got your special, is it sync move up next effect? I do not have Steven, so I don't exactly remember. There you go. I'm pretty sure, is it? Yeah. And it also has Vigilance, you got Trash Tank, and applies enduring effect to all allies. Like it's actually amazingly good. Yeah, Sing move up next effect by 3, and Endure again is actually saving so many people's asses. And incredibly busted. Steiner stuff too is really good. You got Sync Burst 1 is pretty good. Furious Brawn is not really helpful. Head Start 1, you got Iron Head Activation, incredibly good. Like, come on, Uber tier for sure. Lance, on the other hand, is slightly down there. I think it's at the top of S+. Maybe not so Uber, just because we have actually so many good dragon types already. Lance just gives an extra buff. Yeah, Lance gives an extra buff, which is good. Hyper Beam, Giga Impact, lowers special defense by 6, lowers defense by 6, and Almighty Roar Hyper Beam. The more the opponent's defense and special defense lowered, the greater the power is, which is pretty okay. Not pretty okay, it's actually really busted. But a bit of a problem is recoil. I don't know what's to do with recoil for Lance, but it takes 20% recoil when using the trainer move. Also, it has what is it? The Cape Dragon Master, so normal type doesn't really matter. We've been through enough. Reduces damage when a user is hit by an attack move or save move when its HP is full. Restores the user's HP when its attack move is successful. But you're constantly taking damage in for a proper stage. So you cannot really make good use of that effect. And it's also tech and not strike, so you cannot hit everyone. Okay, you've got insult to injury. You've got Lith, Super Sinker, Vigilance. Redness is pretty good. Hit, Flinch and Para 2, which is pretty good as well. Yeah, but like Lance is just slightly below Uber, I think. It's close. Above Gita for sure. Lance and Kendra is probably one of the worst launch units I've ever seen. It just doesn't fit in the role of an actual support. Its defense is not good. Its defense is not very good. Potion is okay. Like, Hyper Beam being a 4 gauge move, like seriously, yeah, Free Venge 9, like it's just not very useful. Midpoint Menfor is okay, and then again you've got that recoil of 30% when using a trainer move, which is actually insane. Endurance is pretty okay. You've got Refreshing Rain, which is okay, and you've got Natural Remedy. It's just not very good. I've never seen anyone use Lance and Kingdra. This is like even worse than Alcremie, because it's just not usable. Alright, you've got Silver and Crobat. It's another unit I have not used before because of Flying Zone. But its main thing is Flying Zone. It also has Hurricane, take you down. Like, accuracy by 2 stat ranks is actually pretty good. You've got Landing Pad, which turns plays into Flying Zone for the first time. Trip Up 9, Mind Games 9, so lowering speed and lowering speed depth is pretty good. Grid Rise, you got Brain Teaser, it's okay. You got Shifty Strike 3, is okay. And then Flying Zone S move is pretty good. It doesn't have really much going on, but I think lowering speed depth is actually pretty good. I would put you here. Sorry. Yeah. Or maybe a bit above Nimona. I think it's a bit above Nimona, to be fair. Alright, Annie, Lily, and Solgaleo is probably the best free-to-play unit because it sets up Steel Zone. It's a field and sprint unit. What does it? It lowers speed and special attack, potion, and it just does a lot of things for free. Without a doubt, S+. Without a doubt, S+, guaranteed. Alright. Passive units of Leer, Sawyer, and Rachel. Leer and Goldango surprises me a lot. Because it's just unexpectedly good. So what it does is, first of all, Golden Authority means no stat drops, no starting conditions, no flinch, no confuse, no trap. Also, passive circle defense is really good. Reducing sync move counter by 1 when using a trainer move is also really good. Make it rain. Supposedly, you have to lower the special attack, but you don't need to because of the passive skill. Precious Make It Rain allows you to lower special defense by 3 stat ranks. Actually amazing. And also, Behold My Kingly Shine. You've got raising special attack by 6, raises critical rate by 3. And attack power increases when a circle applied to the ally field of play for your sync move. Grid wise, you've got passive defense extension. You got vigilance is good. Brain power is actually really good as well. Furious Brawn is amazing if you're just going for general attacking. What else? Training with Hidden Heal is pretty good. There isn't much going on the grid, but I feel like just using Golden Authority really makes Lear stand out. It's a bit like seeing the Gladion. Let's put it here. Definitely Uber tier. Okay, Crocodile. I obviously I do not have Lear and Hooper, so I don't have Crocodile. So let's actually quickly take a look at this. So Crocodile is Power Trip, Brutal Swing. You got Defense Crush, you got Fortress 9, Terrify 1. Grid wise, you've got Speeder Stink, and then you've got nothing. Defense Crush 4, Insult to Injury, nothing else. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not very good, to be fair. He's okay. I mean, he has some use because Power Trip can potentially get to massive damage if set up correctly. So it's definitely not bad. Definitely not B, definitely not C. I think it's the really low A. And why is Nimona here? Okay, I'm gonna go back to Nimona in a sec. The Gimme Ghost, just no one cares about the Gimme Ghost. Like actually no one cares. Like Sawyer and Gimme Go. Like there's really no reason to use Gimme Go. Astonish, Confuse, Ray, Shadow Ball, Hands Off. I think the Hands Off is pretty good. You got Reflect and Light Screen, and raising defense and special defense by 2-stat rank. And you've got Shadow Ball on a roll, Shadow Ball satisfies Sneaker 9. But really, 3 gauge for Shadow Ball for a support is just not very good, unfortunately. Yeah, Astonish, Aggravation 1, you got Endurance as well, it's pretty okay. What about the other one? The other one has Aggravation 1 for Astonish as well. You've got Mini Potion as well. Shadow Ball on a roll is not very good, as I just mentioned earlier. Explore. What does it do? Speed of all allies pressed by 2-stat rank, raise the critical rate. It's just not very good again. You've got Power Behind the Future King, reduces the sigma countdown by once by the first time it enters a battle each battle. And then Group Moral Boost is pretty okay when the trainer uses the move. First Aid 4 is pretty okay. So like it's just not a very good support overall for these two. I think it's a low A. It's like a really low A. I think Sawyer is a bit better. I'm gonna put Sawyer here. Rachel is here. I just don't see why you would use Rachel. And before I forget, I'm gonna rank Nimona as well, because I forgot her for August. Do we really need to discuss this? Absolutely insane unit again. I just don't see people use Nimona that often because everyone's preparing for arc suits. Sunny Day. You got Ferocious Play Rough, which is incredibly amazing. You've got lowering attack and defense by 1 stat rank and hits everyone. Boost the energy, raises physical move next effect and special move next effect. And then you've got raising attack by 6, raising speed by 4. Always crits, always hits. And also reduces the user's sigma countdown by 1 when using a status move, and applies Paldea Circle Physical to the field of play. Incredible. Ancient Scream. So what it does is increasing the physical move up next effect by 2-stat ranks when you use boost the energy, which is actually pretty good. And grid wise, Haymaker is good. Charging Sun is good. Paldea Circle S move incredibly good. Status immunity is pretty good. Yeah. So it does have some good usage, especially with boosting by almost 90%. And you got Haymaker here as well. Definitely S tier. Some spotlight units to rank. I honestly have no idea. Malva is pretty it's just about lowering speed, which is not very impressive. And its quick move, quick attack can also reduce the C move countdown by 1 every time you use a quick attack. I mean, it's okay. It's not very good though. What does Chuck even do? What is this? I guess, yeah, Interference Sync 9 is pretty good. Confusion Synergy is pretty okay. Natural Remedy Rejuvenate 6 is pretty good. What does the kit even do? Dynamic Punch, Protect, Rock Smash. Raise the user accuracy by 6. Sure. Critical Eye, you've got Water Guard and P Physical Boost 4. I mean, yeah, it's pretty okay, but like, we got way too many fighting types. You would not want to use Chuck. It's not. It is a very usable unit, but it's just not. You would not use Chuck at any situation. Here. And what does Trevor even do? I don't even know. What does Trevor actually do? Like, Vine Whip, Synthesis, Disarming Voice, keep it low key. Okay, so you've got Light Screen, Special Attack, and Special Defense Raising, which is pretty okay. Satisfy Sneaker, Healing Hand. So no removing status conditions are actually pretty good. And Team Fist Bump 3 is pretty good when you can heal. Brain Brawn 2 is good when I see it. Dragon Guard sometimes can be helpful. Synthesis is pretty good when you can heal yourself. Team Sharp Entry is good. If you're using Trevor as a 630X unit, you can also go for the HP recovery. It is a better unit. Also, training with Heat and Heal is pretty good. It is definitely a better version of Chuck and Malva comparatively. But like, there's no reason to use it when you have the most busted Arc Suit Steven. I think it's here. Or maybe here. Let's put it here. Behind Wally. Alright, that is September. Now we're going to rank the October sync pairs that are released, being we got Leaf, Barry, we got Quacklevo, we got King Gambit, Fluttermane, and Frostlass. So looking at the first unit, which is Leaf and Blastoise, it is a mixed scout unit, so it is really hard to get to start off with. And one good thing about Leaf is obviously a field unit, and it also has max move, max geyser, full blast, hydro cannon can lower special attack and attack by 1 stage. And also you got your Kanto Journey Legacy, raising special attack and special defense when entering a battle, and Mind Games 9, lowering special defense by 1 stage when using an attack. And sync grid wise, you've got some good things like Mind Games 9 again, you got max double down 3, shower power, rainy immunity, max countdown 2 is pretty good, brain power is pretty good as well. So overall, it is locked behind a paywall, but it is still a good unit. I think it's equally good as Blue. I'll put it behind Blue, just because of far too many water types. Okay, Barry and Floatzel, we're gonna look at that later because it's a damage challenge unit, and actually no, we're gonna look at it now because I have used Floatzel a couple of times. It is pretty good actually, because you've got power play. You've got, I think the only thing is actually power play, but you've got your ramming speed if you need to, and you got quick combo 4, which can restore your Aqua Jet's MP. You can lower 2 stats at random when using Aqua Jet. You got Head Start 1 as well. It is okay. It is not incredibly good because it's a damage challenge unit. It's really meant for you to get more sprint and field units. I would say it's somewhere along with those DP units. So I'm gonna put put it behind Gladion. Quaquavel and what is his name again? Clive? Is it Clive? I forgot. Clavel, not Clive. Okay, Aqua Step, Excavation. Excavation is pretty good, especially when you're trying to do some harder stages when you have to evade moves. Liquidation, Dance, when your speed is raised, the greater the power of the attack is. And Something to Treasure, which raises your attack by 4, crit rate by 3, and reduces team counter by 1, which is pretty good. More Head Start 2. You've got when an ally stat is raised by a move, then it raises by double the stats, so you're always doubling your speed. You've also got your move cost acceleration when a rain is set up. And I believe does how do you set rain here? I don't know how you set rain, to be fair. But you've got what do you have here? Let me see. Danger damage card is pretty good, actually. Fierce Entry is pretty okay. You've got Speedster Sink, which is good. Natural Med is good. Super Sinker is good. There isn't much going on in the grid, to be fair. But this because it is able to set up rain, because it's a field sprint unit. Setting up rain can really benefit you from using water types, and also there are grids relating to rain, which you can use as well. But the fact that you cannot actually set rain on your own without a field how do you say sorry, a field EX roll or another sync pair such as Signature Chris that can set up rain, it is just not the best water type unit. It is high A. It is not S. Like you. Giacomo and King Gambit. I have heard good things about this unit. This unit seems to be pretty busted, to be fair. But let us have a look. King Gambit. We've got Kowtow Cleave, Iron Head, and Perfect Kowtow Cleave is 480 base power, and it can be only activated when there's a Sig move up next effect. The more the user's Sig move up next effect is increased, the greater the power of the attack is, and ignores passive skills, and increasing the user's physical move up next effect by a number of ranks equal to the number of fainted Pokemon on your team. Pretty interesting, I'd say. And also, you got Spin You Up good. You've got Attack plus 6, applying free move next effect, and increases the user's Sig move up next effect by 2 stat ranks. DJ Vice Beat Drop, and increases the user's Sig move up next effect by a number of rank equal to the number of Pokemon that have taken damage when an ally takes damage from an opponent. Pretty interesting, I think. And also always crits, and increasing physical move up next effect by 1 when an ally faints. This is all about fainting. Obviously, that buddy move is actually pretty strong, being 480 base power, and also it gets stronger when you have a Sig move up next effect if you pair it up with Arc Steven. You've got Haymaker, you got Fuse Brawn, you got Super Sinker, you've got Defense Destroyer, you've got a physical move up next effect even more. You've got no, this is not very good to be. Head Start 1 is pretty okay. So you've got a couple of good things here as well, but it is quite hard to unlock, as you can see. These are probably 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. But I think this training move here is really outstanding. But it is not the easiest thing to unlock for Giacomo. So I would say it's definitely S tier with that really good move. Where do I put Giacomo? Because let's put it back in front of. So it's here. Okay, Fluttermane. Got our Paradox Pokemon here. Fluttermane. So what does Fluttermane do again? I don't even remember. We got Shadow Ball, we got Booster Energy, Terrifying Shadow Ball, lower target's special defense by 2 star ranks, and lower target's Ghost type rebuff by 1 rank. And power of the move is not lowered, so it's a AoE move. We got Broadcasting Live, raises the critical rate by 3, special attack by 4, and applies super effective next effect to the user. You got Hit the Gas 5. You've got S move, Restore, T move, MP 9, so restoring 1 MP. Ancient Flutter. Grants all the following effects when using boosted energy or an ally turns to weather sunny, which increases the user's special move up next effect by 1 rank and restores 1 MP of the user's buddy move, which is pretty good. So that means you can actually lower more of the ghost types, ghost type rebuff. You can do that even more. You've got Brain Teaser, you've got Charging Sun, you've got Speeding Sun, you got Healthy Healing Quicker, Unflappable. The grid doesn't really make too much sense here. It's not very good, to be fair. You got Power Up that you use Sing move when the target's type rebuff is lowered, which is pretty good. And yeah, I think that's basically it. Nothing too special. It's just mid. It is not very impressive. But Ghost type rebuff really makes it stand out. So it is going to S tier with the Ghost type rebuff. The other unit that can actually really do Ghost type rebuff is Alistair with Trick or Treat, which can actually get down to -2 for your Ghost type resistance. Yeah, I think it's at the bottom of S. It's not incredibly good, unfortunately. Alright, so we've got Frostlass to take a look at next. Frostlass is an ice type, obviously. You've got Blizzard of Cursed Ice, which always makes the opposing freeze, and if the target stats are lowered, the amount of decrease is doubled. And the power of this move is not lowered even there are multiple targets. You got Hail as well, which can help set up Hailstorm and doesn't make Blizzard miss, obviously. Interview Time raises special attack by 4, critical rate by 2, and gradual healing to the user. You've got Winter's Ghost Story, which helps raise the evasion of all allied synchronous by 2, and lowers the accuracy of all opposing synchronous by 2 the first time the user's Pokemon uses a status move, which is pretty good. You got Hit 3 times stat drop. So when using, for example, Powder Snow, you hit everyone, and then 3 random stats will be lowered, which is actually pretty good as well. Team Hail Immunity, don't take damage from a Hailstorm. Grid-wise, we've got some pretty good things. We've got Hail Alert 5, we've got Hasty Hail, we've got Brain Power, Hail Immunity, Hail Move, Sync Up. First Aid 2 is pretty okay. And Debut Team 7 stat is also busted. This thing has a lot of things on debuffing, and Team Accuracy Invasions drop -2. You got Critical Eye 1 for your training move as well. Brain and Power is pretty good. A lot of debuffing. I think we can take a look at this from this unit. Honestly, a pretty good debuff for definitely S. I wouldn't say it's the S plus, but it's somewhere above here. Alright, just looking at I think Tieno is actually in October and Sean is in October. So we'll cut here and come back later. Alright, on to November. But before we do that, I just want to mention there are quite a lot of units at the bottom that belong to the BP exchange, which I have not covered. And you also got Slurpuff, which I haven't ranked, which supposed to belong to January. We've got Blue and Alakazam, which I haven't ranked for some reason as well. We're gonna do these at the very end of the video. So, looking at Tieno and Talonflame is another field unit. So, obviously Talonflame sets up the Sun, and we have so many units that can already set up Sun, literally. So there's nothing too much going on. Sunburst, Sun Dispersion, Sun Hit, and then debuffing of 2 random stats again. You got Flamethrower, Sunny Day, and Overheat, and this thing doesn't even have Dauntless, to be fair. You got Mind Games 9, you got Overheat, Move Gosh 2, Burn Synergy is pretty good, Hostile Environment 9 from Flamethrower is pretty good, you got Sunny Day and Pre-Refresh 2. That is a really good thing that you can actually set up Sun on your own compared to those other units, which requires Sync Move. First Aid 4 is pretty good, you got Sunny Day, Bring On, Solar Flare. Like, I think the slightly better thing about Trevor, is it Tieno or Trevor? Tieno, comparing to the other field units we have covered, is you can set up your own stuff on your own. So I think it is a bit above Nimona. Let's put above Nimona. Shauna and Delcative, I have never used her despite actually obtaining her. So what does Shauna and Delcative do? Sing, X attack, headbutt. I mean, it's pretty okay. You got Flinch, you got Sleep, you've got Healthy Healing, which is pretty okay. You got Charging Inflection. Hem In is lowering the Evasionness, which is pretty okay. it's just not very good again. It's nothing impressive. Haymaker, insult to injury, I guess. You've got what else? Use status P move, opposing defense drop by 1. Headbutt aggravation. It is not very good, to be fair. It's just a 4-star unit. I think it's a B tier. Despite, I mean, it could be at low A with all that utility with Sing and Flinch, but it's just really niche. Just way too niche. I think it's somewhere here. Okay, so we've got Ingo and Emmett next. So we're gonna look at Ingo first. Ingo and Chandelure. I wonder when we'll actually get Hisu and Ingo. But anyway, we've got Will-O-Wisp, Confused Ray, Rising Flames Hex, which activates when there's a status condition for the opposing, and lowers the target's special defense by 2 stat ranks when it is burnt, and lowers speed by 2 stat ranks when it's flinched, and restores the HP of all allied teammates when it's poisoned, and apply the free move next effect to the user when the target is trapped. It is really complicated, to be fair. And you've got The Train is Leaving, which reduces the user's team counter by 2, raises the speed of all allied teammates by 4, raises the evasion of all allied teammates by 2 stat ranks. We've got Inbound Train Announcement, which can reduce the user's team counter by 2 when its max move targeting an opponent that's affected by a status condition. Increases the user's special move up next effect by 2 stat ranks when its max move targeting an opponent that is flinching, confused, or trapped is successful. Has a chance 100% of increasing the special move up next effect of all allied teammates by 1 rank when a user's move is successful. And you've got what is this again? Raises the user's special attack by 2 stat ranks and raises crit by 1 stat rank when a user's move is successful, which is pretty good. You've got your Dynamax as well. I almost forgot. You got Max Phantasm, which can lower the defense of all opposing things by 2, which is not very helpful in this situation. You've got Critical Sync. You've got Go Viral 9. You've got Foul Fighting 5. You've got Natural Remedy. Max Super Preparation is pretty good. Befuddle 2 is pretty good. Staggering 4 is pretty good. Fuzzy Strike is pretty good. Brain Power is pretty good. But I feel like units that rely on Confusion often is not the best, because Confusion can go away incredibly quickly. And I do not know how the math works behind Confusion, but Confusion is just not very reliable in many situations. I think Ingo's still pretty good, actually, because Burn and Confuse and lowering stats. I think it's S. Where do I rank you, though? Let me see again. I'm not entirely sure how to rank Ingo. Oh, you got maximum hit interference 9 as well. All opposing teams flinch, confused, and trapped. So yeah, okay. I think it's mid S. It is not an S plus. Absolutely not an S plus. I think it's, I don't know. Let's put it here. I'm not entirely sure. Emmet and Electros. Electric type. You got Thunderfang. You got Unova Solidarity. You got Descending Lightning Wild Charge, which lowers defense by 2 stat ranks when it's paralyzed and lowers targets death by 2 stat ranks when it's burned. I don't know what's the thing about burn in this situation. You've got lowering speed when it's flinched, restores the HP when it's poisoned. There's just so much going on. It's just weird. And you've got Follow the Rules to Drive Safely. You got Outbound Train Announcement, which raises the user's physical move up next effect by 2 stat ranks when its max move targeting an opponent that is flinching, confused, or trapped. The rest will be totally different. You got raises the chance of inflicting status conditions with the additional effect of the user's move. Leaves the target trapped when the user's attack move against it is successful. And Holding Hit 9 raises the user's attack by 2 stat ranks, raises the user's crit by 1 stat rank. I mean, it's okay. It is not incredibly impressive. Trap and Sync 9 is incredibly good. Ground Guard is good because it makes you have no weaknesses. You've got Haymaker, which is good. Electric terrain extension is good. Max lightning, I forgot to mention earlier, is good. You can extend your electric terrain. You got interference immunity. You've got ally set circle. And power induction is good. Where's your circle? Is there no circle extension? Oh, there's no circle extension for Electros. I didn't actually realize that. So there you go. There's where S. It is good. Like, but we like red Thunderbolt Red just is it's just a lot better. So unfortunate for Emmett here. Airy and Annihilate is a pretty interesting unit as well when I first saw it, because I really like the move Rage Fist. But how do you spell? What is his name again? Airy. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Dream Punch. Paldea's Solidarity is also pretty good as well. Rage Fist of Friendship, which attack power increases every time it gets hit by a move, but it's just not helpful at all, especially when it is a support. But the good thing is you can restore the user's HP by 40% of its maximum HP, which is pretty good. I Won't Run Away raises the critical hit rate of all allied syncs by 3, gradual healing to all sync pairs, and physical move up next effect by 2. Passive skill wise, you've got We'll See Who's Left Standing, raises the defense and special defense of all sync pairs by 1 stat rank when a user is hit by an attack move. It increases the physical move up next effect of an allied sync pair by 1 rank when it's hit by an attack move. You got Circle Hit, free move next all. So what this does is when this attack move is successful while the circle is up, then you get a free move next effect. You've got Team Sleep and Flinch immunity, which no one can fall asleep, no one can be flinched, which is pretty good. Grid wise, you've got Team Trash Tank 9 is actually very good. Defense Crush 9 is very good as well. And then you've got all of these Paldea Extension, Sync Burst. And you got all of these. I'm really lazy to go through these. Team Crit immunity for Paldea's Circle defense is also really good. So I think it's pretty good. It has quite a bit of utility. Healing is quite reliable, but I think it's bottom of S. It's just not. It just does not stand out compared to some of these like Rika. I think Rika is at really top of S because it's really easy to use, and you also got the Lucky Cookie, which I think heals you for some. I think it also heals you. Iono is really good. Potion, Endurance. It's just really easy to use. And obviously, I have more attachment to it. So, there you go. I think Aries not at the bottom. Aries, I think, is somewhere at the middle or like top. I think it's somewhere here, probably. Dexio is next. Oh, gosh. So many units. Dexio. Psychic type, Espeon. You've got Psychic Light of Dawn. Lowers the special defense by 2 stat ranks and applies the free move next effect to the user. Increases the user's special move up next effect by 1 rank. And if the remaining MP of the user's lumber is 1 or more, reduce those MP by 1 and restores 1 MP of his body move. Pretty good. And let me show you what it does is restores the user's HP by 50% and removes all status conditions from the user and applies the damage guard next effect to the user. Skill wise, you got Seeing is Believing, raises special attack by 4 stat ranks when it enters the battle, and raises critical rate by 3 stat ranks when it enters the battle. You've got Restoring 1 MP of the user's body move after using a sync move. And then you've got First Berry. What does that do? Increase the user's special move up next effect by 3 for the first time. The remaining MP for its move that have the berry effect tag is 0 each battle, which is pretty decent as well. Grid wise, let me see. You got Mind Games 9, Brain Tease are pretty good. You got Always Critting is good. You got Super Sync is good. Sync move, special move up next effect is pretty decent. Head Start 1 is good. And Psychic on a Roll is pretty important. And Smarty Pants is pretty good. You got a lot of buffing. You got a lot of like Brain Teaser and Smarty Pants is good, and Super Synchron is pretty good. And I feel like this Psychic Light of Dawn is just incredibly good as well. It's 360 base power, and you can use it so many times. It is really, really a really good sync pair, I think, just from looking at the kit. I think it's at top of S, to be fair. It's really at top of S. Like here. Really close to S+. Alright, Cena. Oh gosh, what does Cena even do? Cena. So Cena and Glaceon, you got Ice Beam, Citrus Berry, beautiful Icy Wind, which, what does it do? Ignores passive skills. And ignore passive skills that would protect the target against a critical hit. Ignores the target's enduring effect. So a bit of a piercing blow act here. And only 180 base, but infinite use unless... Oh, there's not unless. When the user's evasion is raised, you can use it immediately. And how do you have your evasions raised? When you enter the battle. So you can use beautiful Ice Wind really quickly, which is really, really good. Hit Berry MP special boost up by 3. So when you use a berry, your special move up next effect will be raised by 3. Reduces the user's single counter by 3 for the first time. The remaining MP for his move that have the berry effect is 0, which is pretty okay. What do you have from the grid? You got Hunter's Instinct, which is good because you can always use Icy Wind to lower the speed. Trip Up 9 is good. You've got Hit, Special Defense -2. Blind Spot is good. Entry, Team Evasion is really good as well. Just protecting your allies. Team First Super Sting is also good. Yeah, I think this unit has potential. And it's also really easy to set up, and Evasionist is also really good. I think it's also quite... Let's say somewhere here. Hilda, Hilbert, and Callum have similar purposes and roles. I do not exactly know what Callum and Hilbert actually does. I have used Hilda before. So what they basically do is set up a terrain, being grassy ice zone or fairy zone. And just from my experience, they are pretty okay. And obviously you have to sync with them in order for the terrain effect to be initiated afterwards, after the first debut. So they are okay. I would use them if I really want to, but I mean, I think it's mid-A. It's somewhere in between those damage challenge units. I think it's a bit above them, to be fair. How do I rank them? I think in terms of like utility. I'm thinking of like utility in this situation. Hilbert is probably last, unfortunately. I think Callum has good usage. I'm gonna put Callum here. Hilda. Hilbert. There we go. Oh gosh. December. Alright, at the home stretch, we've got so many more units to go. We've got Arc Suit Leon to start off for December. Obviously, Arc Suit again. Here. Let's put it here. I think people just think Arc Suit Leon is weaker than Lance, Steven, and Cynthia. But the good thing about Leon is max move, and also reducing single countdown, and also Almighty Fire Blast is probably one of the strongest moves they've ever created. And I just think Leon is kind of busted, even at 1 out of 5. When you have that strong Fire Blast, it literally burns everything. So there you go. Uber T for sure. I think there's no question on that. Oh, we've got Milo and Eldegoss. What does Milo even do? Again, the problem is some of these units are just not very good, and there's no point using them. Razor Leaf, Mini Potion, or Abundant Color Spore, which lowers speed of all opposing signatures by 2. applies a super effective up next effect to all allied sync pairs and increases the physical move up next effect of all allied sync pairs by 2 stat ranks. Sure. You'll be uprooted, raises the attack of all allied sync pairs by 4 stat ranks, and raises the accuracy and critical rate of all allied skills by 2. I mean, the only good thing is Max Overgrowth, which actually gives you grassy terrain. You've got Tough Ass Weeds, reduces the user's save move counter by 1, increases the physical move up next effect of all allied syncs by 2. You've got Powering Up move, saving move, and max move of all allied sync pairs when target speed is lower, and has a chance of lowering the speed of an opponent that attack the user by 2 stat ranks when the user is hit by an attack move. All about lowering speed. We got Grassy Terrain Extension, which is okay. Turbo Turf status immunity is good. You've got a Flappable, which is good. We've got Static Cling is okay, I guess. Razor Leaf Defense Crush 9 is also pretty good. Charging Reflection is pretty good. First Aid 4 is pretty good. It's just a mediocre support. It's not very good. And lowering speed sometimes helps, but in the majority of the time, it does not. A lot of units do not rely on speed debuffs, unfortunately. So, I think it's... Yeah, I just don't see a reason to even use this unit. That's the problem. Okay, we've got... I'm gonna rank a Chairman a bit later. We've got B, Hop, and Marnie with Inteleon, Rilla, and Cinderace. It is about... What do they do again? I don't even remember. So I think Inteleon sets Rain. Let me see. Applies Gather Circle Special when it's rainy. And do you have Rain Dance? You do have Rain Dance, which is pretty good. You've got High Pressure Snipe Shot. And critical hit lands more easily and lowers the target's death by 3 stat ranks. And Fine Den reduces the single countdown by 1. Applies the super effective up next effect to an ally. And increases the special move up next effect of an ally by 3 ranks, which is pretty good. What do you have here? Shower Power 9 is actually insane. Smarty Pants is insane as well. You've got Furious Brawn is pretty okay. You've got Soft Up is pretty okay. You've got Critical Strike 1 is pretty okay. And Max Geyser to set up Rain as well is pretty good. I think Nintendo looks, on paper, looks pretty good actually. Now, take a look at Rillaboom. Is it just Field and Strike? Yep, this one. You got Grassy Terrain. You've got Drum Beating. And then Scatter Shot Drum Beating. AoE move lowers the target speed by 1 stat rank. That's basically it. Show what we know. Reduces the countdown of an ally by 1. Applies a super effective up next effect to an ally. Increases the physical move up next effect to an ally by 3 ranks. It's okay. Gentle Combo raises the user attack by 6. And then you've got Gather Circle Physical when it's Grassy Terrain. And you've got Free Move next effect when it is in a Grassy Terrain. You've got Chase Down 3, Trip Up 9. You've got Natural Remedy. You've got Grassy Terrain Extension, I think. Where's Grassy Terrain Extension? Oh, there's no Grassy Terrain Extension. Oh well. But yeah, this is slightly worse than Inteleon, unfortunately. But it is not a bad unit, I think. Just because of like terrain setting and also just hitting really, really hard compared to like Greta and Milo we just mentioned. Cinderace. Pyro Ball. Sunny Day. Explosive Pyro Ball. So Explosive Power Ball has a chance to leave the target burnt, and then AoE move, applying super effective next effect to all allied sync pairs, increases the physical move and special move up next effect by 1 stat rank. You got Fairy Combo, which raises the user's attack by 4, accuracy by 2, and raises critical rate by 3. You got Gather Circle Defense, which can turn the weather sunny, and applying the free move next effect when it is sunny. Max Flare, obviously, not to mention. Grid-wise, you've got Solar Flare 9, incredibly good. Hostile Environment 4, it can be sometimes helpful. We've got Max Countdown 2. You've got Sunny Hit, Defense and Special Defense is actually pretty good. I feel like Bead has the edge here. Is it Bead? Bead has the edge here, and then Hop is next, and then it will be Cinderace. But to where I would rank them, I don't think it's S tier, to be honest. It's just, I mean, it's good. It's not good enough, though, compared to what I have in S tier. I'll put it here. B, Hop, Marnie. All right, we got our last 2 units of the year, which is Lily and Bugsy. So Lily, and Shiny Primarina. People have been saying this unit is actually pretty good. Moonblast, Sing, and Starry Night Disarming Voice reduces the user's Sing move count down by 1, applies the super effective next effect to all added Sing pairs, and applies the free move next effect of all added Sing pairs. The power of this move is not lowered even if there are multiple targets. And then you got Let's Make Music, applies the move cost acceleration effect to the added field of play, raises the user's special attack by 4 stat ranks, and raises the user's critical rate by 3 is okay. Hit the Gas 9, Pep Rally, and Ally Speed move 2. So power summon Ally Speed when his speed is raised, which is pretty good as well. Grid-wise, what do you have? Wait, what do you have? I don't know why people say this is good. Brain Power is okay. Ramming Speed is okay. It doesn't have anything to do with the grid, with sprint. What is it again? Oh, sprint support. It kind of makes sense, I guess. It is a bit of a techie guy with Sing. You've got Starnet, Disarming Voice, which can apply your super effective next effect, free move next effect, and you've got some Sing Troublemaker. You've got Sing use status move, and then you got the special move up next effect by 1, and then you've got raising 1 stat at random when using Sing. Hair Start 1 is pretty good. You got Gobsmack for an honor roll for Moonblast. I've seen people use Liddy many times in those damage challenges, but as a general, this unit is just okay. I think it's somewhere sitting at the top of A, maybe here. It's just not. It's not the most impressive unit. I have Bugsy at tier 5. I'd say he's a little hard to use because, so if you think about Bugsy being a support and field unit, so after you sync, you get your Bug Zone extension, but at the same time, your body move Leech Life also set as Bug Zone. So you're technically, if you're using Leech Life after you sync for the first time, you're overriding your own Bug Zone extension, which is pretty bad. But Johto Circle is pretty good. You got healing effect from Leech Life. Lowering stats is pretty good from Leech Life. And healing effect, gradual healing, like heal and gradual healing from his trainer move. You got Shrugabug, lowering the special attack is pretty good. I think he has some good potential. I think he's at the top of A. But it is just not, it's not, it is like very low S, very high A. I'll just make him sit out here. I think Bugsy has some good potential. Alright, so the remaining units are units that I've probably, which I forgot to rank them in a specific order. So let's cut here and get to finale. Alright, at our final home stretch, we're looking at some 5-star units to start off with, being Cheren and Liepard. We have looked at Cheren and Purloin earlier in, I think, in the last video. So, Liepard has Snarl, lowering special attack, double team, raising evasionist, and X special attack, and you look tough. Raises the user's Sting with countdown by 1, raises the user's speed and critical rate by 2, and raises the user's accuracy by 1. You've got Head Start 1, Overwhelm 9, and Double Buffer, which is pretty good because you can Raise the evasiveness by 6 within 3 moves. Obviously, Overwhelm 9 can also help you lower the attack aside from the special attack of Snarl. A pretty good debuffer, I'd say. We've got Mind Games 9 from Snarl, was also really good. And then you got Team Evasionist 2 is pretty good. Brain Power is pretty okay. I think this is more of a attack and special attack debuffing. And then you got Evasionist raising, so it's pretty okay. I would not say it's very good. I think it's mid of A. I'd say it's somewhere behind Barry. There you go. I feel like just setting up zones is sometimes is more important. I think the field units are more important than the sprint units. Alright, you've got Red and Venusaur. Is Red and Venusaur even in this year? I don't even remember when Red and Venusaur came out. Let me just quickly check and see if Red belongs in 2024. It is 2023, so we do not have to rank him. So get out. Okay, so Ryuki and Turtonator is another unit I think it's actually released last year. But let me just quickly check to be sure. I believe he is released last year, and I'm right. So we do not have to rank him. Amazing. Alright, this just made my life so much easier. Okay, so Slurpuff is a bad unit because why would you want to use Slurpuff to start with? It's a bad Pokemon and a bad unit. But what this unit actually does is Sweet Scent, which lowers evasion, is Charm, lowers attack. And then skill-wise, you got Pecking Order, Wide Awake, and Catalytic Infliction. And grade-wise, you've got Gobsmack 4, which is pretty okay. Double Down is pretty okay. And that's basically it. I mean, the stat lowering of evasions and attack can be pretty helpful. But overall, it's just not very good. I think it sits at low B. I'd say it's somewhere here. Alright, Blue and Alakazam is a Psychic type Pokemon Sync pair, whatever you call that. Alakazam, let's see, Thunder Wave, Paralysis is also really good. You've got Psychic, which can lower the special defense by 1 stat rank. Then all you got reduces the user's team counter by 1 and raises the user's special attack by 4. You've got Head Start 1, Honor Roll 9, and Hit Paralyzed opposing special defense 9, drop by 9. So if the opposing is paralyzed, you can lower the opposing special defense by 1 stat rank, which is amazing. You have what do you have? Satisfy Snicker can be pretty helpful. Befuddle 1 can be pretty helpful. Brain Teaser is pretty good. And what else do you have? I think you have Smarty Pants as well. So yeah. It is not very special, but it does have some good usage. I think it's probably in between Barry and Sharon. Alright, Raikou. What does Raikou actually do? I actually forgot that Raikou even exists in Pokemon Masters. Raikou. What do you do? Thunder Shock, Thunder Fang, Mini Potion or Lightning Speed. Raises speed of all allied by 3. Raises critical rate of all by 1. Okay. You got Vigilance, Super Interference, which increases the chance of paralysis and flinch. And then you've got lowering attack and special attack by 1 stat rank when the user is hit by an attack move, which is pretty good. Charge Tank 4 is good. Safety Teether is good if you EX. Oh yeah, you can't EX Raikou, so never mind. Aggravation 1, you don't really need it when you have Super Interference. You got Mini Potion or Master Healing. And there's no Mini Potion and Pre-Refresh, so it's not very good. Yeah, there isn't much going on with this unit, to be fair. Health and Healing, I guess, is pretty okay. Yeah, mid. Really mid. Yeah, not having Mini Potion and Pre-Refresh is just not very good. It is definitely not B, because increasing flinch and paralysis is pretty okay. It's just not very, I think it's low. Yeah, let's put it behind here. Okay, so the rest of these are all 4-star units, and I'll just briefly say what I think about them, and I forgot about Morgan. So Morgan is I think protect, bullet seed, potion, and a training move that raises attack or attack by 4 and physical move by 2. I think. Let me see again. Varisian. Yeah. Yeah, attack and special attack by 4 stat ranks. And skill wise, you got Focus Grip 9, you got Recharging Strike 3, and restoring HP of all added sync pairs by 20% when using a sync move. I mean, there is not much going on with the sync rate. That is my that is what I'm thinking of when I'm using her for the first time. You got some debuffing, Strike Attack 2. You've got Vigilance. But aside from that, and Potion is pretty good as well. But aside from that, it is not very special, but it is definitely worth using. I think it's mid to high A. Here. Alright, I'm gonna just briefly say what each of them actually do. I'm not gonna go through the singles, there's really no point at it for 4-star units. I think the best one here is Watch Roll. And I don't know, in Watch Roll, lowering special attack, paralysis. When it hits a unit that's paralyzed, it heals itself, protect. Pretty good unit, and Eerie Impulse can lower special attack. I think this is actually an A tier unit. Probably low A. Like somewhere here. Arven, another support unit. It has Iron Defense, Smackdown. I think it has Recover. Does it have Recover? I have to check. I don't remember. Yep, you do have Recover. Give it a taste. Raises attack by 2, critical rate by 1. It's pretty okay. You've got status immunity, which is really good. Ghost Guard is good. Stat share 9, which means raising defense. And also, I think it has Acumen 9 for Iron Defense as well. Pretty okay. Endurance is pretty good. And Overwhelm 9, senior stuff is pretty good as well. Yeah, high. I think it's mid A tier. Somewhere behind. I don't know. Alright. Lilligant and Lucimin is not very good. Because Lilligant. Leaf Storm is okay. You got Sunny Day again, it's okay. TDS is okay. And then what do you got for skills? Dauntless is okay. Charging Sun is okay. Feisty Strike is okay. You just have to have a lot of reliance on other units for Sun. Obviously, Solar Flare 5 is pretty good. And then Confucius Synergy is pretty good. But like aside from that, there's nothing really special about this. So I think I feel like if you had to choose, you would not want to use this guy. B. I think it's a high B. It's a high B. Rose and Berserker. I think he has Screech, Iron Defense, and Iron Head, if I remember correctly. Rose. Yeah, Iron Head, Iron Defense, and Screech. I have used Rose before. Rose is actually pretty good. Vigilance and Sand Shelter. You've got your Tough Sync 3, First Aid 2, Double Down, which is pretty good. Insult to Injury is pretty good. And Aggravation 1 from Iron Head is pretty good. This guy has some potential. It is definitely not a bad unit. So I think it's low A. But you would not really want to use this unit if you had a choice. I think it's somewhere at the bottom. Okay, Cheryl and Wellord I've never used before. Like, there's really no point. There's really no point in using Wellord. What you got? Hype Up 9, First Aid 4, and Flame Proof. You got Whirlpool, Water Gun, X Reagent, and Protect Them. It is not that special, I think. Sync Wars, okay. Setting up Critical Shield when you need to. I think just because of Sync War, it gets out of B. It's a low A, I think. Low A. Really low A. Last but not least, we got Will and Slowbro. Okay, Will and Slowbro. What do you have? We got Double Down 3, Fuzzy Strike 5. I have used Will and Slowbro. Will and Slowbro is not too bad either, to be fair. Double Down 3, you got Fuzzy Strike 5, Brain Teaser. You've got Psychic. Losing is not an option. Raises defense and special attack. You've got your Confusion Synergy 5, Aggravation Knight, and Honor Roll 9. So you can get to -6 special defense quickly and pretty easily. Yeah, low A. Like maybe here. I'd say it's here. There you go. We're done. Oh, so in my opinion, the worst sync pair of this year is probably Lance and Kingdra. The best unit is obviously Arc Suit Steven. We are done. Hope you enjoyed this tier list. Let me know if you agree or disagree on anything. And have a happy 2025. See ya.